Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League team featuring Lokix. A lot of people in the comments said I like this Pokemon, you gotta try it. It is ranked 112, 116 on PV Poke. Um, it's a glass cannony, but it's not even like a full glass cannon. It's got like a 132 attack, so that's not like when I think of glass cannons, I think of like 140 attacks, like you saw Cacturn at like 148. 132 is not like the super highest. It's getting there, but you're like just in like Machamp range and stuff. So it's not like a full glass cannon, but the defense and stamina is pretty low, 104, 121 for 11673 overall. So it is pretty um less bulky is what PV Poke says. But Sucker Punch got buffed. Good damage for it, 0.8 damage per turn, 3.5 energy. And then these charge moves are actually pretty decently quick, 40 and 45. 40 for X Scissor, and then 45 for Trailblaze. I found myself going Trailblaze almost always because the strength of this thing is the Sucker Punch. So it's just buff it. Bug Dark is kind of a unique-ish typing. I think where it benefits is that there is a lot of ground in this meta, and it's single resist ground. I guess the weakness is, out of these five weaknesses, Bug, Fairy, Fire, Flying, Rock. I say like maybe Rock and Fire the most, but all five of those are not as around as much. So it's not too bad. So it's pretty glassy, so I paired it with azumarill as the bulk to deal with some of those things that I just said. Deals with rock, deals with fire, deals with flying with an ice beam. So azumarill seems like the best cover. So I needed a safe swap. I first tried Dunsparce, but the first team I played against had a Shadow Machamp lead. And you resist, Sucker Punch is resisted, and then you couldn't go into Dunsparce. So then I replaced it with Drapion and it worked better. So let's look at the battles. Let's make sure I'm doing this filming here. Okay. Ariados is again a neutralish lead. The problem is this thing has lunge and that will hit super effective. So I have to shield. The second problem is I got no charge moves for this thing. So what I'm trying to do is just bank all that energy. I kind of just have to take it on Drapion. The problem is Lokix and Drapion as a combo are pretty glassy. So I don't know if this is the best combo, but I was trying to think of like what's a good safe swap to use that wasn't just like a normal typing. And I didn't want to use for Alligator because then it'd be double weak to grass in the back. And that was already kind of glassy too, so that doesn't truly help the Drapion, like the glassy situation. Come back in here, but I am loaded with energy. So get the first Trailblaze off. I'll get the second one off. And yes, Sucker Punch is resisted, so I won't be doing a ton of damage here. But 2 hits there. These are adding up. I may commit to the shield, yeah, and farm down. With some energy and double boosted Sucker Punches, I think you try and keep this alive a little bit more. Yeah, especially with double boosted attacks here. You're likely to grab shields, and if you do land an X Scissor here, it will do a lot of damage. So if I get to the move here first, they catch. But you know what? They catch on Ariados, and this will take it out. So now these Sucker Punches. So not only did I take out Ariados, I had done enough damage to take this low enough here that Azumarill, this is why you have Azumarill on the team, because it is a tank. You can just outbulk the Dunsparce in the ending here. Skarmory, Flyer, bad lead. But Drapion as a poison is not going to do a ton better. So again, I've just kind of built it up and then sort of sacrificing, but I think I end up shielding, so I'm like, maybe they'll throw Brave Bird, and they do. I think with Drapion is that it's so spammy that I could, if they did go Brave Bird and they stayed in, I mean, I don't know why they stand, but if they do like Sky Attack, I still throw like a Crunch and then an Aqua Tail. Out comes Seaking. The Psy is the game was really, really bad today. I found that some days are like worse than others, and today was just one of those bad days. You're going to see one game that I did end up winning, that the game I thought truly was just trying to make me lose, because you know how it like lags, that you can only sometimes get like a great throw. It lags so hard, I got like 4 bubbles for a 4 bubble nice throw. I was pissed. Yeah. But the thing with this Pokemon is, even if Trailblaze is resisted and does like double resisted there, double or triple resisted, you still throw it, because the boosting of the Sucker Punch with a not a glass cannon, but a very attack heavy Pokemon, put in all the work there. Make a little bit of mistake there. I thought that I could maybe take it down or force them to throw blindly. They do have the Brave Bird. They do have, I mean, Brave Bird on the back here, but with their Sucker Punch resisted, I feel like I can live a Brave Bird no matter what. So I just shield on Skarmory. And I was like, okay, they're not going to, as we'll say, they're not going to get to 2 moves. And 1 Brave Bird probably wouldn't take me out because Azumarill is so tanky. So Diggersby, neutralish lead. Like if they have Fire Punch, you're in kind of a bit of trouble. Toxapex, again, I just kind of farm up, sub in here, get hit with an insane amount of lag on the come in there. So yeah, I think the team worked okay for me. Like 9 battles and I went 6-3. I'm up to 25, 37-ish, somewhere around there. And again, I'm playing like maybe a couple sets a day. Showcasing one of my teams, showcasing one of yours, sort of thing. So 25, 37-ish. This is definitely a Pokemon that I think I would use again. And again, Azumarill is a great cover. I didn't even, you know what? Let's see what PV Poke recommends as a third. Drapion was okay. I think Drapion's like just one of the better safe swaps in this meta. So I do think Lokix and Azumarill do very well together because Azumarill really covers the weaknesses. There is a couple Pokemon, Toxapex, Dunsparce, that you would lose to. Some of the grass ones, or no, grass shouldn't beat you. But I guess some of these grass have like bug moves. Okay. The recommended third is Gastrodon. But then you're double weak to grass in the back. It's saying use Gastrodon because it will help you with Toxapex and Clodsire and Dunsparce. But that Gastrodon would just make you double weak to grass in the back. So you'd have to either just lose against the grass in the back, or I don't want to safe swap Azumarill, so I don't like that recommendation. You could just go Clodsire. Clodsire is the third on this list. So if you want to just replace, not be double weak to grass, still have that poison to help you with the like fairy weakness that you have and the bug weakness too. Clodsire could work. Clodsire, Azumarill. Yeah, I don't really like the rest of these as safe swaps. So yeah, you could safe swap Clodsire. Have some Vol cover, gives you coverage. Yeah. I use Drapion, which is a very, very glossy version of it. More spammy, but I mean, it's not the same, but you got that poison with Poison Sting buff. I mean, different moves that do different stat products and everything, so I get it, but if you want a different Pokemon there. So they switched to Dugong in this matchup. I just stayed in because I can get the Trailblaze. And now if the game doesn't screw up, I'm wondering if this was the game, because I tried to do the same thing, throw it on right here. Okay, so this one's not the one screwed up. I like, it was something in this matchup where like it was that exact same scenario where it was just like, I'll throw it right here where it's supposed to go, and then it like paused and they got to move and I didn't even get my move off, and I was just, oh, yeah. So I do keep switch. I am down a shield. Toxapex comes in, so I'm like, you know what? That's kind of good that I won this switch here, because Azumarill would not have a good time on this Pokemon. And again, just like boost it, force them to throw because they really don't want to take another. They don't want to take any more Sucker Punches and Trailblazes, so they kind of have to throw some energy. And then Drapion comes in, and then get Azumarill on the Marowak here. So go 1 and throw. No, 2 and throw. I guess they're both 3-turn fast moves, so it does not matter when I throw. Does not quite take out, which is fine. And then I think I try and get to, do I need a play rough? I mean, both moves are resisted. I think I just try and go play rough because better damage, raw damage, better damage per energy, same type attack bonus, all that stuff. Burn the Sweat Shock a little bit. Get in here, Drapion. I could take a Brine. And now I just hope that I can outspam this thing. And I'm building up and I'm like, they're in the red and I'm very close to needing to bait here. So I'm just going to bait because, you know, when you see a Pokemon in the red, it's one of those things where it's like, it probably would have taken out, but if it didn't, it probably would have been like 1 or 2 fast moves. And then it'd be very risky for them not to shield a red there. So they kind of had to. So Diggersby lead. If Diggersby has Fire Punch, which this one seems to have, it's a non-stab and it's a Fire Punch, right? So it's not a good move. So it still only does 50% even against this like very glassy Pokemon. Now you're going to outpace significantly. And unfortunately with Diggersby, you're now no longer running Mud Shot, which would be resisted. You're running Quick Attack, which is neutral. So I will shield here and I will get off the second move here to force a second shield or take this out because I'm already boosted and this is super effective and I'm very attack heavy and goodbye. Yeah. So in the ones, you take it against Diggersby. Outcomes are superior. Not a good answer. Get to the X Scissor. This is great. This will grab a shield probably because I'm already boosted twice and that will do super effective. So yeah, the shield. Good alignment here. Throw the Crunch. I don't have Sludge. Maybe I could have faked it, but like, they don't have a shield anyway, so it does not really matter. Let's just chip it. Frenzy's resisted. Still does over 50% though, because you're very glassy and that's a hard-hitting move. Goodra comes in, so then I just like, let's just ensure that this is low enough that it's in Ice Beam range. And then Azumarill will just come and take the rest. Oh, yeah, this matchup ended up way closer than it should have. I remember this matchup. They throw the Thunder Punch. I'm like, okay, let's just take this out. Maybe I should have farmed up a bit more here. Or shielded the Frenzy that's going to come my way in a second here. Because I'm like, okay, this is just farm down. Like at this point, it's just farm down for both. I could take a move and just farm down anyways, which I did. But this Frenzy does take me out. I do point this thing down, but, you know, probably closer than it needed to be. This is a pretty good representation of how this Pokemon plays in general. So, like, I'm behind on damage here. But you boost your attack. They're going to have to shield because they're pretty glassy too. You have to shield, and then it's like a race. And even though I'm behind on damage now, you're going to see I'm going to quickly start getting ahead on damage. Like, I caught up real quick. So if that one registered, I would have taken them out. But Dragon Breath's a one-turn move, so they may have taken me out too. But they throw. I'm like, okay, let's get a little head on Drapion. What are they going to come in with? Azumarill. This is such an awkward matchup. So yeah, so I'm banking all that energy, and unfortunately they have a grass in the back. Having Aqua Tail Crunch on Drapion is real. I think it's the right move set. Just, I think 9 times out of 10, it is the better move set to have on Drapion. Having a bait move, having a better coverage move with Aqua Tail. You still have super effective poison stings. It's just that 1 out of 10, and that 1 out of 10 is like a Azumarill, where it is a fairy water that resists all these charge moves. Really makes it difficult. So I will start spamming some crunches to take this out, but that will leave me with a very bulky Azumarill that I can't hit. I can only hit for resisted charge moves, and it's got too much health, so I can't really just poison sting down. So, and they already had a move, so this game's over, unfortunately. That's just one of the drawbacks of Drapion here with this moveset. Again, I still think it's a right moveset, but just got to chalk this up one. Just, yeah, there's not much you can do. Maybe like even energy 2 shield scenario, it's better. You can just like kind of out spam and these crunches will add up. Maybe lower their defense and the poison stings add up. But in this matchup, Sucker Punch is resisted, but Trailblaze is super effective, and you do outpace to the Trailblaze. So I think you lose in the 1 and 2 shield scenarios, but it's actually pretty close. So I'll have to shield up a move here. They do actually just throw a player off, but the second player off is coming at the same amount anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Hello. This is the one. Because I should have got my move off well before they got their move off, but the game just freaking lagged, and so instead of grabbing a shield or taking them out, they now have a 2 shield advantage. So that's BS. They come in Dunsparce, which rollout is super effective. I am double buffed now, though. And again, the game is just lagging on me. But I am double buffed. They let me Sucker Punch them buff. They just committed to the farm down. So I grabbed both shields. And because Sucker Punch was double buffed, I still managed to grab both shields and take this down. It has energy, so it's gonna be close to this matchup. But you know, it did do its job. But I think this was the match where it's just like I had it. I had the move exactly when I wanted to. I wanted to throw it there. Not only did I not throw it there, they got their move off, and I didn't get my move off at all. So it wasn't like a delayed to a CMP or it was not just like a 1-turn delay there. It was like a 3-turn delay in my thing that they they got a move and I didn't get my move off, and I didn't get my extra fast move that I should have got on the next time around when they did throw. So just it's a frustrating. Like it's how it's season 20. How is this game still like this? And this is why we lost so many good players and content creators over the years. Like, I'm glad you all are here, and I'm still going to put out videos, and I'm glad you guys still enjoy the game and watching these videos. But man, there are people that probably some of you don't even know. But and some of you do know some of these names, but like Wallower, So Technical, FP Sticks, Oxford U. These are all creators who have way more subscribers than me. I mean, not Wallower anymore. I passed him, but all these people had way more subscribers than me that they just like stopped playing because of the state of the game. The state of the game just like pushed everyone away. It's just. And the problem what I'm finding with this now is there's only a few minutes of battles left, so let's just go on to the side talk here, like we always do. So I already kind of went over why they do not care about they don't care about GBL in general. I don't think they care about GBL. I do think they care about the Play Pokemon Championships. And unfortunately, that's the only thing they do care about at this point, which makes it very frustrating for the average day-to-day player like us for GBL. Why do they not care about GBL? In the entirety of the game, this coding is way, way, way more sophisticated than just like the general gameplay coding, right? Because there are a lot of like details, fast move optimization, not optimization, but like timing of this, timing of charge moves, switching. Like there's more mechanics in this game than there is like raiding, where you just like press a button, which they screw those up, right? But just catching a Pokemon, making a Pokemon shiny and catching it, like the mechanics of GBL is very, very complicated. While at the same time, the player base that plays GBL of the overall player base is like 5 to 10% consistently, right? So maybe 10% of the player base plays GBL and 90% do not. So why are they going to put any resources when the resources are already probably pretty low because they're cheap? Why are they going to put any resources into GBL when not a lot of player base plays it? However, being on the Play Pokemon stage does give this game some prestige, right? And although there are constant issues, like at the Baltimore Regional, that 1 turn come in frame drop was constant, like throughout every matchup. For the most part, with everyone on iPhones with a better connection, you're not getting like the crazy issues that you're seeing on these matchups. So they're really just like putting all their focus and emphasis on not even fixing the game, but making it so that with the state of the game, that the regionals and the championships and the Play Pokemon series has the least amount of mess ups and just letting the rest of the game just be like, screw the rest of you guys. Because in general, GBL does not help them in any way, right? Again, I don't agree with their logic because I need these Pokemon. I need Shadow Pokemon. I need Legendary Pokemon to play these leagues. I need different IVs that I need to hunt. So the argument is of you're not going out and playing the game and raiding and doing the stuff that makes us money. I don't fully agree with. But to them, for every battle I play at home, to do a full set of 5 is an hour and a half. That's an hour and a half that in their mind, if you're only playing for like a finite time, that hour and a half should be you out there catching, raiding, spending money on incubators to hatch eggs, doing all the stuff that makes them money, and the way that get their AR tracking for their data. Like, that's how they want you to play the game, right? They don't want you to sit beside and just play GBL. So with that, I think this is unfortunately the state of the game. Again, we've lost a ton of great players and content creators over the years. And I've lost hope of this game ever getting like to a place where there's no bugs. I wouldn't even mind like a bug here and there if it was just like once in a while. But it's just like the consistency of the bugs while their main page says all these bugs are resolved just shows you where their head's at, right? So it's not a good state to be in. So we just have to deal with it, unfortunately. This is what I'll complain about it once in a while, for sure. I try not to make it every video because I know people just don't like complaining videos. I'll complain about it once in a while, but for the most part, I won't complain about it. It's just like, okay, this sucks, but this is the way it is. And again, 20 seasons in, having seen these bugs since... You know what? The bugs actually weren't as bad in the early days. Quite honestly, in the first few seasons, with more people playing, like 80% of the player base like played GBO when it first came out. The bugs were actually not as bad as they are now. And it's just gotten worse over time, and the player base has gotten less, and they just have not put that resources into it. So yeah, just unfortunately just got to take it for what it is at this point. Anyways, on that happy note, hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, that's probably going on in the afternoon. Hope you had a good weekend. 2 more videos tomorrow. One will be the Shadow Rocket event analysis. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate the support and likes. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.